Hello everyone and welcome back to Veluwe Zoo, and again we start by showing what we did in the previous episode. And in the previous episode we finished this area around the reptile house. I'm really happy on how this is looking. So let's continue managing our zoo. I got myself a gift, info center profits, nice, and some research. We have to make sure that she doesn't stop researching. Let's see. In these times we have to research every virus possible. So we have to increase that buff adder education rating. It went up to 10%, so that's good. And again, someone did tell me that you have to see there's still someone on this advanced research. So hopefully that will help. Or maybe we have to make sure that he is a higher. I'm just thinking. I don't know. Maybe you have to make sure that he has higher stars. So that was him. Let's just train them all. All right. This one is done. Let's check on our entrance prices. 28. Let's get to 35 and 23. Let's see. Oh, still happy. Oh, such a huge amount of money. Thank you. Alright, good. Animals will fight due to overcrowding. Have you ever seen a fighting aardvark? I definitely didn't. Let's see. Animals. You sent to trade center. Bang. We have to work on our litter problems also. So I'm gonna make sure we have enough benches and litter boxes. There you go. I used the wrong benches, but no problem. Put these down. There, and there, and there. Alright, good. Let's put one here, and here. Oh! Here. So everything is almost at a 5-star rating, but not my guest happiness. So let's check on the guests. Copy, slushy, that litter. Yeah, again, litter problems. Education rating. And people are thirsty. Let's make sure this is all replaced again. So overall people are really thirsty. So let's place some drink shops again. I don't know why people are still thirsty. You know, there's a few drink shops in here. A few drink shops in there. Over there. Over there. They are everywhere. Oh, we have some fighting animals again. Is he fighting his own kid? That looks strange. Anyways, animals. Oh, now he's grown up again. Let's sell some of these animals. Trade. If someone from Frontier is watching, please fix this menu. Click. Thank you. Alright, so let's check on our exhibit animals. We have too many here. Those are already in trade center. Ooh, a lot of them again. This one, that one, that one, that one. You, and you. Alright, good. Let's sell all of them. Select all. Trade. Money. So in the previous episode I mentioned that I want to have the challenge to put all the animals in the game in Veluwe Zoo. I made a list and I still need to add 2 more animals to this part of the zoo. So we are going to start with that one right now. And today we only add 1 animal of the 2 that I still want to add to this area. And the animal will be the Okapi. And in the next episode we will add the Bongo as well to this area. These are both tropical animals. I know there are still a lot of monkeys in the game. But we already did all the monkeys in Monkey Island, of course, so I want to postpone that one as long as possible. But these 2 animals, I thought it would be right to fit them in this tropical area. So right now I'm starting on the viewing area, and basically this viewing area I'm building right now, I will move that later to a other side of the zoo because I thought it looked too African savanna, like with all the bamboo, but I did really like the look of it. And I actually already built this one, and I forgot to record it. So after a few minutes, you will see that there is another one on the other side. It looks a little bit different than this one. But yeah, see, there's another one. I combine them and I put them aside for a later episode when we start on the African savanna. But right now I already did the terrain work, so it will be quite big. So for both animals we will have the Okapi and the Bongo in here. Just experimenting a little bit with the pathing, and yeah, you will see me deleting it, and then I found out, okay, I just want to create a circle, but this circle is not in a position that I wanted, so I've tried to put it in the middle of the habitat, and I'm happy with how this looks right now. I do find that the guests don't really use it right now, so I might extend the path to the other side, so hopefully the guests will use it a little bit more. So starting on the actual viewing area, I try to create or get some darker colors in there that would fit better into this tropical area of the zoo. And I did like the bamboo, but it just didn't fit in. So this building will be inspired, or is inspired, by the entrance building of the Singapore River Safari. For the people who don't know this building, I will show a picture right now. And you will see in the middle you will have these logs, and then you will have this basically this gap in the roof, and I'm gonna recreate this as much as possible, or not completely recreate it. But yeah, it's highly inspired by. So the roof is finished right now. I already created these this middle structure with some smaller pieces, but I didn't like the look of it. It was too small, so I'm gonna do the same thing with some logs right now, using a little trick with the brick floor to make sure that I can copy it perfectly, and then I will put it in there, moving the other one. Maybe I can use that one later, and I will do the same logs as you have seen me doing just a few minutes ago. Doing the same thing, extending it all the way down, and this will be a beautiful viewing area for the guests. So this one I will copy it 2 or 3 times to the other sides. Doing the pathing again, I will use the normal railing, and only using the supports on the path towards the viewing area, and then I'm finally using some barriers. I'm using the barriers to separate the animals, but I do think the guests won't really see it because it's underneath the path. I'm just struggling a bit to get it completely straight, but we have a snapping tool, so the angle snap is perfect for that. So at this point you can't really see the barriers, and I might extend the path towards the other side so you won't really see it at all. And the left side will be for the Okapi, so that's what we are working on right now. We'll put the gate in so the staff can enter the habitat. I didn't like that it was too far from the habitat, so I'm redoing this part, putting down the gate and the barriers, and this will be the only barriers for now. Putting down the null barriers so I can put the animal in all the way to the other side, and then I'm starting on the water area over here. I struggled a bit with this one, I have to admit. When you remove the terrain underneath the barriers, you can see that the barriers will just start floating basically, and when you put them back in you can't. So I had to do it a little differently. So I'm removing the entire terrain, then putting the barriers back, and then I will add the water, or wait, no, I will create the island again, and then I will put the water in, and then it finally works. This is the only way to get it working, I guess. But yeah, in the end it works. That's the most important thing. So I'm smoothing down the edges, so I think both animals can swim, so they can also use it. And starting on the terrain work, I did put a lot of effort in the terrain work this time, making sure that the entire long grass is gone because the animal doesn't like it. I think that's a good way to start, because otherwise you will always have some long grass that you can't find. So yeah, this is the best way in my opinion, to just make it just a lot bigger and put the soil down, and that's it, and just start painting with the terrain. And in the end it looks really good. I'm trying to use as much green as possible to make it a little bit lighter, and I really like the look of this. making sure the edges are all smooth, putting the water back in, I guess. Yeah, right now, very good. And yeah, I will start on the island, making sure these logs actually touch the ground, doing the same thing on the other side. And yeah, starting with some rocks on the little island, making sure it looks nice. And yeah, a lot of rocks again, of course. This entire game exists of placing rocks. I did like to add these little concrete brick things. It looked a little bit more realistic, I think, and just pushing down some logs in the ground. I'm still not sure if I need to create some other supports for this building. It might be too heavy for just these logs, but yeah, I don't know. We will see. So I'm covering up the sides of the habitat with all the rocks, and doing the same thing. And I will copy this to the other side later. So that's yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. By the way, if you want to see the entire list that I made of all the animals and in which area I want to put them in, make sure you join my Discord server and we can always discuss this. I will show you guys which animals I would like to put in different areas, and you can also give your opinion about it. Which animals I should move, or some other ideas are always more than welcome, of course. So as I told you, I will copy down the entire rock wall to the other side, putting down some little rocks all around the habitat to make it look a little bit more interesting. And then I'm starting on the foliage. The Okapi do like a lot of foliage, so I'm putting down some bigger trees and so a lot of plants, basically all over the place. Because I also thought these animals were quite shy animals, so I'm making sure there's enough foliage all around this habitat for them to have some shelter. After that, I will also add a little shelter building. I'm not sure if I'm really happy with that yet, but just make sure you give your opinion about that one. I might replace that because yeah, in the previous episode I also talked about this. So I'm creating a custom roof right now, and I'm not sure if that is the right thing to start doing in this zoo, because I want to add all the animals, and I might end up with a zoo that is lagging really hard if you're gonna create roofs like this with over 200 pieces for just a little shelter. But I just wanted to experiment a little bit with different colors in one roof, as you can see me doing right now. But yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think about this building, and basically what you think about the entire habitat. That's always a good thing to know for me. So this episode is a little bit shorter than usual, but I still hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button. And if you didn't do it already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any new content. And I will speak to you guys in the next episode of Veluwe Zoo. Goodbye!